Recorded Books and RB Digital present Sharra's Exile by Marion Zimmer Bradley, narrated by Max Bellmore and Pete Bradbury.
Prologue. The Second Year of Exile. This was the home of my ancestors, but I knew now that it would never be my home. My eyes ached as I stared at the horizon where the sun sank out of sight. A strange yellow sun, not red as a sun should be, a glaring sun that hurt my eyes. But now, for a moment just before twilight, it was suddenly red and huge and sinking behind the lake in a sudden crimson glory that made me ache with homesickness. And across the water a streak of crimson. I stood staring until the last gleams of crimson faded. And over the lake, pale and silver, the solitary moon of Terra showed the thinnest of elegant crescents. Earlier in the day there had been rain, and the air was heavy with alien smells. Not alien, really. They were known, somehow, in the very depth of my genes. My ancestors had climbed down from the trees of this world, had lived out the long evolution which had patterned them into human, and had later sent out the seedling ships, one of which, I had heard the tale, had crash-landed on Darkover and settled there, rooting into the new world so deeply that I, exiled from my race's homeworld and returning, found homeworld alien and longed for the world of my people's exile. I did not know how long ago, or for how long my people had dwelt on Darkover. Travel among the stars has strange anomalies. The enormous interstellar distances play strange tricks with time. There would never be any way for the folk of the Terran Empire to say 3,000 years ago, or 15,000 years ago, which particular colony ship founded Darkover. The elapsed time on Terra was something like 3,000 years. Yet elapsed time on Darkover was somehow more like 10,000, so that Darkover had a history nearly as long as Earth's own history of civilization and chaos. I knew how many years ago Terra, in the days long before the Terran Empire, had spread from star to star, had sent out the ship. I knew how many years had elapsed on Darkover, and there was no way for even the most accurate historian to reconcile them. I had long ago stopped trying. Nor was I the only one with hopelessly torn loyalties, as deep as the very DNA in my cells. My mother had been earthborn under this impossibly blue sky and this colorless moon. Yet she had loved Darkover, had married my Darkovan father and borne him sons, and, at last, been laid to rest in an unmarked grave in the Kilgard Hills on Darkover. And I wish I were lying there beside her. For a moment I was not sure that the thoughts were not my own. Then I shut them out savagely. My father and I were too close, not the ordinary closeness of a Coman telepath family, though that in itself would have been freakish enough to the Terrans around us, but entangled by common fears, common loss, shared experience and pain. Bastard, rejected by my father's caste because my mother had been half Terran, my father had gone to endless pains to have me accepted as a Coman heir. To this day, I did not know whether it was for my sake or his own. My futile attempts at rebellion had entrapped us all in the abortive rebellion under the Aldarans. And Sharra. Flame burning in my mind, the image of a woman of flame, chained, restless, tresses of fire rising on a firestorm wind, hovering, rising, ravening. Marjorie caught in the fires, screaming, dying. No, merciful Avara, no. Black dark, shut out everything, close my eyes, bend my head, go away. Not there at all, nowhere at all. Pain, agony flaming in my hand. Pretty bad, Lew? Behind me I felt the calming presence of my father's mind. I nodded, clenching my teeth, slamming the painful stump of my left hand against the railing, letting the cold strangeness of the white moon rim flood me.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?